Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and also welcome back to my garden. So we're gonna get rain in a little bit here, and that's basically the forecast for the entire week. So I figured it'd be a good time to harvest a bunch of stuff, do some preserving later. I'm gonna try pickles for the first time. I have to dry some herbs, and there's just a lot that I need to get out of this space. So if you're curious what you could be growing and harvesting in a zone 4B, 5A during the month of August, then just keep watching. So like I said, it's supposed to rain here in a little bit, and it's kind of supposed to rain all week, which we've had a very weird summer. It has just been rainy and cold, and like it almost feels like fall, and it's literally, I think today's August 12th. So yeah, we've had some weird weather, and then as you know, if you watched our other garden tours, we had some issues with our soil. So it hasn't been the best year in the garden, but I'm still enjoying it, and that's what matters, right? While we are over here in the kitchen garden, I have to point this out to you. The cucumbers are officially touching. Like, we have a completed arch. The tomatoes are almost there and looking so good. These are a indeterminate cherry variety. And just look how cute these little babies are. Speaking of tomatoes, if you haven't tried the Sun Gold cherry variety, these are so good, and I swear they don't take as long to ripen because they're just supposed to turn orange. They're not supposed to be red. The other thing that has just been going crazy in here are these purple green beans. We're actually getting enough that we could have them as a side dish, because at the beginning of the season we were getting like 1 or 2 a week, and I was like, this is completely pointless. There's never going to be enough to actually like have a dish of them, but they're going kind of crazy. They're also, as you see, falling over. So next year we should probably support them. These are a bush bean variety though, so they're not supposed to get really long and fall over. These guys are just doing their own thing, but they're getting a good amount. You can see past all this greenery. We're getting a pretty good harvest of them today. All right, last thing we need to harvest are these watermelon radishes. A few of them have gotten absolutely huge, and I'm already going to be pickling cucumbers, so we might as well pickle some radishes. And last year we completely failed at growing radishes, so I'm pretty happy with this. All right, here is our harvest so far from our kitchen garden. The only thing we didn't take from this garden yet are these peppers. They're still a little bit behind from all of those soil issues, but we are getting some really nice paprikas on there. And also, I forgot to tell you, this sunflower is blooming again, which this variety is mammoths. They're about 10 feet tall, and as you see, they had a huge head and have died off. And they're not supposed to be a multi-bloomer, but it must have gotten cross-pollinated, and that's what it's doing now. So I'm gonna try to save some seeds from this and replicate it next year, because that would be so cool to have multi-bloom mammoths, because that's not supposed to happen. Okay, we are off to the back garden because I'm pretty sure there's a couple zucchini back there I need to harvest, another cucumber, and then we will go inside and start pickling. Oh, and I also need to grab some herbs over there to dry them. I'm hoping to get some more rosemary and thyme, and maybe not have to buy any this year. That would be really nice. And also, all these seeds in my pocket I gotta plant, because we are about like 45 days out from our last frost, or our first frost in September, which doesn't always happen, but I definitely want to get some more lettuce going, some radishes, some carrots, some spinach. I have a few things in my pocket. So we'll also be throwing some seeds in the ground today. All right, we have made it to the back beds, and as you see, this one is doing fabulously, and this one is still struggle bossing. We put compost in it, we put fertilizer in it. It just hasn't really rebounded from the soil issues. So we're gonna focus on this side, and we have in the front this giant cucumber and this big boy. He's going to make some badass pickles. Then we have our cantaloupe, which are also doing really well. We have some little babies coming in, but it also has some kind of leaf spot or fungus. Luckily, it hasn't spread to the rest of the squash or melons. It's just the cantaloupe, so we'll see what happens with that. It's our first year growing it, so if we get anything, I'll be happy. The other thing we have here is our watermelon, which he's getting shaded out, so I don't think anything's going to come with him. But our squash, these are butternut and what's supposed to be honey nut. I have a funny story for you and a bit of a learning moment with the squash, but the butternuts are doing amazing and all the way up and over. So if this bed was doing as well, I would have a completed arch, but I guess that leaves me with a goal for next year, right? So as I said, I had a bit of a learning lesson back here with these winter squash. The butternut are doing beautifully, but I tried to grow a smaller variety called honey nut and took the seeds directly from squash. And this is what I ended up with. I'm pretty sure because it's a hybrid and supposed to be a smaller version of butternut, they crossed it with like a tiny gourd. And tiny gourd is what I got, which I'm not mad at. It's adorable, but I guess I technically failed at honey nut squash. But anyways, let's get to harvesting back here. And over on this side of the bed, we are in summer squash heaven. These zucchinis have completely taken over, and I am so glad that we put them in these tomato cages because they would have just taken over the whole bed, and it actually worked out really well. We planted some romaine in here, which does not like a lot of sun and heat, and the giant zucchini plants are actually helping to shade them out so that way they survive in the summer and they look really great. I'm so happy these are going well. Do you see this giant zucchini stuck in here? I don't know how I'm going to cut him out or what the heck I'm gonna do with him. All right, wish me luck, because he is really in there. And like, I don't want to cut. Oh wait, we're breaking him off. Okay, we're getting him. Oh, it's a twist situation, y'all. It's a twist cap. Oh my gosh. That is massive. I think I should have brought a bigger basket. I was not expecting this much. Okay, we are over at the other bed, which isn't doing so hot. Like I said, we did put compost and fertilizer in here, so hopefully these plants rebound. And if you could send some good vibes to my aromas and my paprikas, that would be awesome. But in that compost, I wanted to plant a few cool season crops. Like I got some spinach here, a salad mix, romaine lettuce, some arugula, or as the British call it, rockets, and then some short and sweet carrots. And I'm gonna plant these like directly into the trenches of compost that we put. So hopefully these take off and we have a little bit of a fall garden going. I planted some seeds for the fall. I harvested the cucumbers and the zucchini. And honestly, I don't think I could do anything else back here because my basket is already overflowing and I didn't even touch the cool weather bed with the kale and the cabbage. And what else is in there? Swiss chard. I don't have space for that. So I'm gonna grab today's harvest, grab a few herbs on the way in, and then we will get to pickling. Finally made it to the last thing on our to-do list, which is harvesting some of this thyme and a little bit of the rosemary so I can dry it and hopefully make some of my own spices. And with that, I think we are done with today's harvest. And as you can see, I had to bring out another basket because we had so much, which is a very good problem to have. This is definitely our biggest harvest of the year. And I'm just so happy because if you watched June's garden tour, I shared how we had issues with the soil, not enough nitrogen, nothing was growing. And it was just really discouraging because we put so much time and energy and money into building all of these beds this year. So I'm very, very happy with this harvest. Now we're gonna go inside, dry some of these herbs, and hopefully make some pickles so I don't have to eat, I think, 4 cucumbers. It looks like we had perfect timing because it literally just started raining out here.